maybe not. I don't know.
I don't think so.
Those are stockings. I don't know. I might have just put my foot in it, but I swear they look like stockings to me. It's too funny.
If people could see us both staring out of the window of the commentary box intently. I know what you mean. It looks like there's a certain sheen to it.
And long sleeves too on top. It's got to be hot. But if anybody can handle it, it's Queen Serena Williams. See, the wind just knocked that ball down. I tell you, it's not user-friendly conditions here.
Low 30.
The wind has been very gusty, and it makes any shot an adventure.
(15-30).
She did wear the black catsuit at Roland Garros. She was top to toe covered up on the clay.
Those are stockings, I'm telling you. I'm going out on a limb, so to speak. 2 limbs. Wow, that was a bullet. For Serena Williams.
30-0.
So from love 30 to game point, and your assessment of the serve so
40,
far,
30.
Martina?
Good enough. She started with a double fault, little nerves there talking, but it's too early to tell. I think she's just struggling with the conditions right now. And that will feel good. First game played since lifting the title in 2016. I've been keeping an eye on social media, and the general consensus seems to be they are tight. Yeah, and when they got closer to the ankles, I could see that she's got her ankles taped, and you could see it through the stocking, because obviously you could see it through the skin. You see it right there, the wrapping
you can
underneath.
see the tape.
Yeah.
So how does that fit in with dress codes?
Well, that would be my question, because I mean, it's hard to tell that that's what it is, but I'm sure she cleared it with the committee or whoever makes these decisions. But it's just an interesting choice. I'm not sure what the reason for that is. Because it's not to keep warm.
We've actually got the weather this year.
15 low.
The colder days I can get that outfit. Both players kind of feeling each other out. For Arantxa Rus, this is a completely new experience, being on one of these show courts at Wimbledon. For Serena Williams, it's like coming home.
15-all.
Are you happy that the committee went with seeding Serena Williams in at 25, and do you think that's around the right position for her?
Well, you know, I mean, she's playing top 10 tennis, or perhaps top 1 tennis, so when she's playing her best, and even now. But she had to be seeded. It's just a matter of where. Those slips. Yeah, I think they did. If I were in her shoes, I would be happy with that. You know, you got a couple matches to get into the tournament, and then you got to beat one of the top 8 players in round of 32. Doesn't matter, round of 32, round of 16. You know, the way she's thinking about it, she just needs to win no matter who she plays.
15-14.
And she has the confidence that she will beat whoever she plays. But if I'm a seeded player, I don't want to play her in the first round. So I'm like, please seed her somewhere.
And there's the first break of the match. First break point. Serena Williams converts and leads 2 games to love.
Quick to move forward. Serena Williams does really well, among other things. So when she hits a good, strong shot and she knows she's got her opponent on the defense, she moves forward. She's expecting a short ball or a high ball that she can then hit in the air, or get the shorter ball and catch it early and come to the net. She's very ready to move forward. Doesn't wait for the ball to come to her.
Love 15.
Well played from RUS. Good defence.
It's a kind of point that really helps a player like RUS to get the nerves out, get into the match, and feel like you belong out here. Winning a long rally against Williams, who played a good point. Just couldn't find an opening against RUS.
There's the serve.
15-30.
She was love 30 down in her first service game. Serena Williams was able to turn it round and hold. We're looking to consolidate her early break this time around. And immediate opportunities for Arantxa RUS to get back on serve.
15-14.
RUS is doing a good job defending, quick off the mark to neutralize the power of Williams and make her play one more shot, throwing the air.
RUS. She takes the point, she gets the game, she breaks back. We are on serve. Serena Williams leads by 2 games to 1.
This is Williams leads 2 games to 1.
The coach of Arantxa Rus, what's the game plan against Serena Williams? What do you say to her before she gets out on court?
Well, just don't think about who you're playing, number one. You just play the ball that she is hitting. You're not playing Serena Williams, but the ball that she is hitting. And today, I would just say, you don't want to give her a pace, because Serena likes that. You want to give her as much junk as possible. The wind is her friend. Big wind is an equalizer, and it plays havoc with the slower hit ball. So you don't want to give her pace anyway. But here particularly, you saw that last rally, the ball was moving every which way. Both players struggling, and so hit those slices. She's got a nice slice. Keep the ball low, and then try to loop the ball. Serena does not like looping balls high to her forehand or backhand. She likes for the ball to come onto her racket more. But again, easier said than done. And you don't want to just give her a sitter. But at the same time, you just need to mix up the pace. Don't give her a rhythm. And don't hit the same ball twice, because then Serena's still there and she's set for her shot. You got power-ups. See, like that, just right there. She doesn't have to move to the ball. She's deadly.
Love 15.
So 3 games played, 12 minutes on the clock. 2 breaks to serve. On serve.
It's a very quick motion Rus has.
30.
Not much rhythm. It's too fast, so then she doesn't accelerate, and on the second serve actually decelerates. Slice serve should be effective against Serena, either out wide or body, but you need to make it.
$15, 30.
What I am seeing is from Serena Williams really sharp, quite a lot of sharpness of her ground strokes, and she's really smacking her forehand really well. I thought the ball was out. Oh, it's going to be proven right here.
Well out. Goal stands. 15-40.
That was a challenge full of hope.
$30-40.
Come on, Serena. Well, that's the tricky bit in the wind. When you try to hit the ball hard, you have to swing hard. And with the wind moving the ball, it's really hard to time it just right. Of course, the harder you hit it, the less the wind will affect the actual shot.
Advantage, Misters.
RUS trying to hold for the first time, escaping 2 break points so far. It's a game point for 2-all.
And that is 2 games all. Had a couple of opportunities to break Serena Williams, but RUS is able to close out game number 4. A couple of breaks to serve, a couple of holds, and it is 2 games apiece.
You hardly ever see Serena Williams catch a toss. That's the wind. That's not nerves. That's not her.
She felt about that particular shot.
See, there the body was going towards the ball as she's hitting it. A couple of the forehand misses and the one backhand miss. She was going away from the ball. Wasn't set properly. And so then the arm does all the work and the errors pile up.
Just pausing briefly because of this wind. You can hear it.
It's knocking the towel off the chair.
Not playing ball. There we go. In place.
Dirty love.
Good defence again from RUS, just keeping putting the extra ball back in play.
Yeah, Serena's been on her back foot quite a bit on her forehand. The backhand, she's getting much better set for her shots, but the forehand, she's kind of falling off of it as she's hitting. That ball wasn't that deep. That could be nerves more than anything else. Certainly she's ready to go. You kind of think you're buying time by falling away. You know, you get that little extra time, which you do, but all the momentum's going the wrong way.
15.
Oof. And that says Serena Williams. To close out the service hold to 15, 18 minutes played. It's Serena Williams who leads by 3 games to 2. It was interesting listening to her pre-match press conference. She was asked about the passion and the desire, and she said, look, I didn't know how I would feel after I had my daughter, but even just having given birth, she was as competitive. Someone saying, what if Olympia wants to play one day? She said, I'll beat her. If I'm still playing, I would. That fire. And she said she thinks it was the drugs in the delivery room that probably brought out that competitive side, but the fire is still burning as strongly as ever.
That's the first thing she said about her daughter playing tennis. I'll beat her. Yeah. And so you will beat 99.99% of the population at the age of 80. That's pretty funny. I think she was joking more than anything else. But yeah, you know, when you're competitive, you're competitive. You're competitive with yourself, and you're competitive against others. And we certainly don't have any doubt about the level of competitiveness from Serena Williams. And it's a big plus. I mean, that's what makes you play your best, bring out your best, give your best effort. Let the chips fall where they may. When you give everything you have, it hurts more when you lose, but then the payoff's really nice.
23 Grand Slam singles titles for Serena Williams, 7 of them here. 72 career titles. Well, Arantxa Rus is searching for singles title number 1. It must be very, we talk about forgetting who's the other side of the net, but it's such an aggressive return of serve stance that both the Williams sisters have. It must be mildly terrifying.
And it makes you serve shorter, and I did not like it when people stood in. It just changes the dimension of the court somehow. You're used to a certain cadence of when you serve when the ball comes back, so there's that, the ball gets there earlier. And then you're also visually used to your opponent being at a certain area, and all of a sudden they're like 3-4 feet closer, and it shortens the court. You end up hitting short serves, as you see how Rus double faulting into the net.
And I guess you think anything that's
15,
short, they're just going to smack it.
You better keep the ball low. That's where body serves are, again, very effective.
Dario.
Rus' second winner in the match. She has 2 winners, 4 unforced errors. Serena Williams 8 and 8, so she likes to be in the plus numbers. Again, the wind is, I think, causing some of those errors, but needless to say, the match is on Serena Williams' racket. This is almost always the case.
But Arantxa Rus will just be very happy that at the moment she is holding her own, level on the scoreboard, a couple of breaks. Lots of sunshine, brisk wind. Nice day to watch tennis, but a little bit tricky if you're down there on the court.
People sitting in the sun are grateful for a little bit of a breeze.
Absolutely.
For the players, not so good.
Love.
Not playing doubles here this year, Serena Williams. She did enter the doubles with her sister in Paris, and her coach, Patrick Mouratoglou, was very vocal about the fact he told her not to play doubles. It wouldn't have helped. She hadn't played enough tennis. So it looks like Mr. Mouratoglou in your picture there has got his way, and it's just a singles competition.
Yeah, had I been her coach, I would have been telling her the same thing, because I think when you haven't played enough matches, it's just too much. Which would mean pretty much you would play a match every single day. One day singles, the next day doubles. And that's what happened at the French Open. She played 6 days in a row. So she felt the pectoral muscle go a little bit in her match against Gerges, then played doubles the next day. Lost in 3 sets. That's when it got worse. And ended up not playing against Sharapova at all. So who's to say she might have ended up in the same boat?
30,
yes.
15.
Probably would have without the doubles, but because you only serve every 4 games. But it's just you know, you can look at it both ways. Nicely done there from Williams. When she wants to turn it on, those legs are on the move. Great
40,
recovery here. She
15.
just pushes off. Smart played behind RUS. She saw her covering the cross court.
From Serena Williams to close out game number 7. 25 minutes on the clock. We are on serve. Williams ahead 4-3. When Serena Williams returned to action, she had been off the competitive court for just over a year. She's having to get herself back in. What was the longest time? What was your longest injury layoff in your career, and how tough was it, or maybe not, to get back?
Well, I had knee surgeries on both knees in 1990 in November, and I missed the Australian Open, but I was going to play it anyway, I think. And then I played right after that at the end of January or first week in February. So that would have been my longest layoff of not playing. And then, and then the knee surgery, so 2 months.
Wow, that's not long.
3 months maybe all together.
And was it tough even after that short space of time to get back out there and get competing?
I was just happy my knees weren't hurting. It was an unusual surgery, and the doctor didn't know what was going on. Had he known, he would have done the surgery earlier, because I was in pain for about 5 years. I was playing on 2 bad knees, and finally, when I had it done, I was pain-free the next day after surgery. I'm like, why didn't I do this earlier?
5 years?
Yeah. Since then, they've seen this kind of injury much more from playing on hard courts, but back then, it was kind of unusual. It was an easy fix. Just wish I had done it earlier. Wow, great body serve. Talk about brushback pitch.
15 love.
It's a nice way to bring up your first ace.
Funny bounce. Williams couldn't handle it. So I can't speak to what it's like to have a long layover, because not having played for such a long time, because it never happened to me, and even that, the 3 months seemed like eternity. So a year I cannot imagine. So it makes things a lot more difficult the longer the break, of course.
But I imagine if the mind is willing, but the body needs to be able once again. If you've been off court for so long, and in her case she went through the pregnancy in a very difficult labour, it's just having that patience.
When you have nothing else, don't give your opponent any angles.
40,
she's mixing up the pace. RUS is nicely hitting some loopers, hitting some shorter balls, hitting some harder balls, not giving Williams any rhythm anyway. And then the wind, of course, exerts it, so it baits that.
That's a good hold of serve for Arantxa Rus, Dutch player, 105 in the world. Stays toe-to-toe with the 7-time Wimbledon champion.
Body serves. It's nasty anyway. You have to make a decision. Am I going to hit a forehand or a backhand? And then with the wind, you may make the wrong decision. Oh, it's the backhand. No, it should have been a forehand. So it puts a lot of doubt in the returner's mind when you're getting a lot of serves coming right at you.
15 love.
Williams is challenging that. 95-mile-an-hour second serve. I think Katarnuni talked her out of it.
Up to 114 miles per hour for that first serve.
The engine's warming up, starting to rev up.
Love.
Which has got to be a worry for RUS.
Let's say she said about 5,000 RPMs. I'm not sure what her red line is. I think she's still got a lot of space there.
Yeah.
A love hold for Serena Williams as we reach the business end of set one.
This is Williams.
Serena Williams who edges ahead once more. Speaking to a lot of people ahead of the French Open, I was given a list between 10 and 15 players who could have gone on to lift the title, and it turned out, as we know, to be Simona Halep. How many names would you put in the conversation to win the Wimbledon title?
Oh, I'd have to look at the whole draw. But, well, all the former champions, really. Maybe with Maria Sharapova being the biggest underdog to win of the former champions. And then you have to say perhaps two people that haven't won it, which is Wozniacki and Halep. And Azarenka might be in the mix too if she was more at the top of her game. She, however, has not been playing much, as we know, for the last year and a half. So maybe 8 or 9 possibles.
Yeah.
Time.
But probably 4 most likelies, which Serena Williams would be one of them. Petra Kvitova.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you.
Muguruza, of course. And I don't know who I would put as a 4th favorite. Perhaps Halep.
It amazes me with Caroline Wozniacki, who won the title recently in Eastbourne, that this is the only Grand Slam where she's never reached the quarterfinals, because she talks about she enjoys playing on this surface. It's like it's almost an anomaly when you look at her CV.
Well, this would be a good year to break out of that.
Oh!
Love 15.
We can't take Venus Williams out of the conversation either. As a former champion, she would, as a former runner-up last year, hasn't played great tennis this year. But anything can happen here.
It's the big thing of she knows what it's like to win here. She knows what it's like to win the title, and I think sometimes we underestimate how much of a difference that can make.
Absolutely. I think Wimbledon makes you feel more like a former champion than any other tournament. Of course, you know how to play on grass, and so you get a lot of confidence just from that. And then the reality is you really do know how to play on this stuff. I mean, Venus Williams won it 5 times. Serena Williams is struggling with the wind. I mean, again, it's a big equalizer, but she's fast, she's quick, but she can be heavy-footed. And when it's windy, you really need to move your feet. You really need to stay light on your feet. And when it's really windy, you like freeze yourself because you want to see where the ball's going. So you move your feet less when in fact you need to move it more. Counterintuitive.
Arantxa Rus lists her serve as her strength, the favourite part of her game.
So why did she choose to receive?
We'll put it down to nerves.
She won the toss. In any case, looks like we might have a 5-all set here, or is it too soon to tell? Too soon to tell.
Yes. Advantage, Miss RUS.
Defence from RUS. Got herself out of a spot of bother, and importantly for the Dutch player, keeps us on serve deep into the first set.
Well, I was really surprised that Serena Williams backed away from the net after that shot. I thought she would come in right there. She knew she had RUS on the defense. She was closer to the service line than the baseline. She backed away, and it cost her the game.
15 love.
Serena's been at the net twice. RUS has been there 4 times. That's not right.
That is so.
That would be a statistic that I definitely would not predict. Also, when it's windy, it's much more difficult to volley. It's easier to hit ground strokes. The ball's moving around too much.
Love.
Started off with an excellent return of serve from RUS.
I'm surprised she got a racket on the ball here. Got the ball deep enough.
Well played again, RUS.
RUS really holding her own there. Serena's looking at the umpire. You can always challenge. You hit that ball long.
They don't challenge a lot, do they, the Williams sisters?
They don't.
Just accept the call and move on.
I'm not sure why Serena was looking at the umpire. She could have challenged.
And I'm hearing the ball was actually in.
Serena Williams.
Well, we're getting the roll. She's hitting the balls. She really stepped it up both with the MPH on her strokes and the decibel level of her exhalations. She got very noisy at that point. That's when you know she really wants it, when she starts getting noisy like that.
That time we get a roar of come on from the 7-time champion. She doesn't look totally happy out there, but she has the scoreboard lead deep into this first set.
to assess the first 40 minutes of this contest? Because Serena Williams doesn't look entirely happy.
Well, it's just a little up and down, a little inconsistent, I'd say. She'll play 2 great points and then 2 unforced errors out of nowhere. And you see the numbers, 12 winners, 14 unforced errors. Most of all, I really can't believe she has not been at the net more. I mean, with the ground strokes as well as she's hitting the ball, she backed away from the opportunities a few times. Overall, just a little up and down. The wind is not helpful. She's never played Arancha before, so it's getting to know you. Playing a lefty, that serve comes in a different way for you. So a lot of little negatives for Serena Williams. Not the least of which is the fact that she's only played like 6 matches all year, 7 matches, I think. So you can't be confident no matter what your resume is. Just not enough match play, not enough of anything the last year and a half. And the older you get, the more nervous you get.
Is that true?
Absolutely. Well, it certainly was the case for me, and from what I've read, it happens to everybody else. Because it all means more. And you're more at the end of your career. You don't have 10 years to go. So the opportunities are lesser. Somebody's yelling up there. All is okay. RUS serving 5-6. And the wind is not forgiving. And Serena, I think she's going for a little too much too soon. You gotta narrow down the court when it's really windy. Not go for so much close to the line or close to the baseline. Not be so precise. You can't be precise in the wind. RUS, on the other hand, we have to give her credit. She's defending really well. Nerves don't seem to be in the way at all here. There's always the danger of getting blown away by a Williams, and she's holding her own here. See, that's a hard return, but it's right at her. You don't have to go close to the sideline.
15-30.
Arantxa Rus serving to stay in the first set. I haven't had a breaker serve since game 3. And it brings up set points for Serena Williams.
You just feel in these big moments, Serena Williams really imposes herself onto her opponent.
Excellent serving when she needed it. Arantxa Rus saves the first of 2 set points.
30-40.
She misses it. She overhit it. Serena Williams celebrates. The American flags will fly. It's the 7-time champion Serena Williams who closes out the first set. She breaks 7 games to 5.
7 games to 5.
When we look at Serena Williams there, it's relief from Serena Williams. She is back here. She is at Wimbledon. We can see the first set summary here, and she's got that first set in the bag.
Well, RUS served as well as she can. 82% of those serves goes in, but second serve points, that's where the match was really, or the set was won for Serena Williams, as she backs it up really well. Look at this percentage. She won more points on their second serve, percentage-wise, than RUS did on her first serve. RUS just hanging in there for dear life, and at the end, Serena Williams just wore her down with the weight of shot. And just really imposing herself. You could feel it, like she wants it, and when the players sense that, they back away. They just get on their heels just a little bit, and it's enough. Serena showing all her emotions there, and relief is right. There used to be a commercial in America called, how do you spell relief? R-O-L-A-I-D-S, Rolates, which is a anti-whatever gas. How do you spell relief? She spells relief, winning the first set. Definite look of relief. I mean, she celebrates that she won the match already, but it shows how much it means to her and how much she's feeling it. She gets very frustrated when she doesn't play as well as she feels she should. And part of that is RUS, part of that is the win, part of that is Serena not having played enough, but she played still won enough to win the set. Now she should settle down a little bit.
So Serena Williams has set the good in her first meeting with Arantxa Rus and her first match here at Wimbledon since lifting the title in 2016. Has a 66-1 win-loss record in Grand Slam first round. That only defeat to Virginia Razzano a few years back at Roland Garros.
That's what got her going. That's what she got started. It's like, okay, enough of this. Started working at the Muratoglu Academy, and her partnership with Patrick has paid dividends. Definitely going long. Chose to hit a backhand volley.
15-30.
And that couldn't handle that last one.
Dario.
In set number 2 for Arantxa Rus to edge ahead. She's 1 from 2 on break points in this contest, the Dutch player.
Youth. Advantage. Mrs. Williams.
Well, this was the loudest volley I ever heard. Volley, you're not really adding pace to the shot, so it's not like, you know, you're not really working really hard on a volley. But that's Serena just imposing herself on her opponent. That's intimidation, big time.
But really struggling in these windy conditions.
Game.
She's been here just over a week, Serena Williams. She did mention that she did 1 day of serving in Europe, but pretty much took a 3-week break. Really, really worked on the fitness, put the hours in on the fitness. And then just hoped that the serve would come back to her and do its job when she arrived at Wimbledon.
Well, apparently the puck only bothers her on the serve, so if you can avoid it, you can practice every other shot.
Absolutely.
Other than the overhead and the serve, you know, you're good to go. And she's got such good technique, she can hit it anytime.
Great movement up to the ball from RUS.
And a little drop shot. A little bit of variety. Serena Williams has that shot, hits it pretty well. Of course, you're on your heels when she's hitting this ball inside the baseline. But RUS did a good job getting to that ball. But again, Serena Williams' serve is just technically so sound, she can really hit that ball in her sleep.
Must be such a nice weapon to have.
Oh, the biggest weapon in women's tennis is her serve. No doubt about that. And you were asking what I see in Serena Williams' serve. Good enough. Movement much better than at the French Open. She looks definitely much lighter on her feet overall. Moving to the ball, quick off the mark.
Light for service. Let for service.
RUS is a former junior #1. She did pick up the Australian Open junior title back in 2008. And she has been as high as 61 in the world, but that was back in 2012. She's really struggled to get back inside the top 100 since then.
Williams trying to go on the left baseline. The ball was called out.
Well, Serena challenging that one. I couldn't see it, but I felt it long. They had the stand right in front, so I never saw it land, but I'm like, that ball was out. Come on, Serena.
Mrs. Williams has 2 challenges.
That's a peace of mind challenge. Okay, slice return. I don't know if I've ever seen Serena hit that.
40-15.
Surprised RUS too. Through the air.
For the Dutch player.
One game all.
Nicely done there from RUS. She's a good mover. She likes the target. Williams, maybe that's why Williams doesn't want to come to the net. She's been getting passed as RUS is quick on her feet and likes the target.
15.
baseline after the forehand. Look at her. I have never seen her this passive positionally on the court. Giving up a lot of real estate there at the net.
Could that be confidence? Could it simply be the conditions and she doesn't feel comfortable enough?
Just not having played enough
13,
matches, and that's got to be
15.
that.
Thank you.
She's been at the net 6 times in 14 games.
Multi 15. Net service. Forty 30.
There was a win earlier today for elder sister Venus, coming through in 3 sets against Johanna Larsson.
Pressure was good.
Oh gosh. Serena, let me quiet. Oh no, you've got to play a line, but seriously, the ball was well inside the sideline. I think the linesman dislikes that call. All right, on the line. Serena's like, please.
40-30.
She won the game. Now she's gonna win it again.
Thank you.
Imagine a call like that actually turns the match around. That's not going to happen here, but imagine. Oh, now it's in.
A little apology there for the miss hit from Arantxa Rus. And as you said, it's probably not going to change the outcome of this match, but what could have been, it was a replay point, and the game continues.
Wow, but Serena had 2 volleys before that, and I tell you, it's in this wind, the volleying is really, really difficult, especially off the softer balls, as Serena just couldn't find the opening there with the volley, and ends up losing the point on a shank.
Opportunity for Rus.
Advantage. Mistress.
She had a break point in the first game of the second set. Arantxa Rus wasn't able to capitalise. Can she take advantage here? Yes, she can. What could have been and what has turned out to be. It's Arantxa Rus with the break in the second set. And a lead of 2-1.
2-1. Second set.
Arantxa Rus, this was always going to be huge for her. She's playing a lot on the lower tier, the second tier of the tennis and coming here. But what's been very impressive, not just the defensive work, but the mindset of Arantxa Rus and the positivity. She is trying to mix things up. She is rallying with Williams and just then taking her opportunities.
Absolutely. She's been really holding her own, playing the conditions as they are, not overwhelmed by the situation at all. But most of all, forget the nerves. Okay, she's not nervous, but you're still playing Serena Williams, and she is smacking the cover off the ball. And she's holding her own. She's been holding her serve really well. Lost it twice, and been holding her own in these baseline rallies where Serena's hitting a ball hard. She's expecting a shorter ball to come, and they're not happening. Rus is really defending well, able to absorb that pace and give it back. And when she doesn't have a shot, she just goes straight to the middle of the court. Doesn't give Serena Williams a really easy target, easy angle to hit. And that lefty serve, it's difficult. And of course, add the wind to it. And every shot is an adventure.
Beautiful conditions, blue skies of the Wimbledon Championships on day 1, and Rus with the break in the lead 2-1.
Can't believe that game turned around on that call. That's really unfortunate for Williams. She's got to put that out of her mind. We've seen that a few times. Her sister Venus went down also, being wrong-footed. All her weight will be on the right foot. When you start leaning, you overlean, you go down. Thankfully, she didn't pull anything. See, right there, she hit a really good shot into the corner. And Rus, it was a short ball, but it was a low ball. And was just able to neutralize these big hitting ground strokes from Williams. Rus moving here to get this ball, get it over Williams's head. And great athletic move there from Serena.
Arantxa Rus backs up her second set break. They say it's not a break until it's consolidated. That job is done for the Dutch player.
That's correct. So Arantxa Rus really hasn't been down that many break points in this match. She's holding her own, backing up the second serve. Of course, she's been serving 75% balls in, not giving Serena Williams that many looks on the second serve.
Love 15.
Well, the harder you serve, the faster the ball gets back. If it's a good return, giving you less time to get ready for the next shot.
Definite spring in a step of RUS right now.
Serena's ready to serve, and RUS is nowhere there. Williams playing very quickly between points. Williams had to make an adjustment on the serve. The ball was taken by the wind, and the next shot as well. Wind just playing havoc here.
Patrick Mouratoglou, coach of Serena Williams, watching on.
G30.
Serena Williams, but she gets her second hold of the second set. She leads by a set, but it's Arantxa Rus with the break in the second.
Second set, first set, Mrs. Williams.
I wonder how frustrating it must be when you've achieved as much as Serena Williams has, and will probably go on to achieve so much more, but having that patience to get yourself back to a position where you know you can be in shots you can play that might not be happening right now. I imagine it's mentally quite challenging.
Well, as tennis players and champions like Serena Williams, it was a very long-term goal to say, okay, I'm going to win Wimbledon one day. You know, probably 10 years maybe. At best, maybe 15 years later it happens. So this kind of thing, you know, it'll take a couple of months. It's a blink of an eye for a champion like that. So you have the long-term goal in mind, and then you set your short-term goals on a daily basis. And patience, as impatient as we are, you're very patient when it comes to that. You just say, okay, take it one step at a time and try to make progress every day. If you can measure it in some way, great. And just keep going. You know, put the head down and keep going.
I guess for these players, you're measuring it in front of the world, because the only chance she gets to measure it is on stages like this.
This is a good point. It's for the whole world to see. So pressure, as Billie Jean King says, is a privilege. So nice problem. That's what Williams needs to do more. Just hit the return deep down the middle, hard as possible, while still controlling it, and then start the point from there. Try to get on the offense safely.
Love 30.
shot with a little bit of luck.
15-30.
Counts as a winner. It's not really fair, but that's how it goes sometimes. Oh, that's a beautiful shot from Williams. Rus hit a good shot into the corner. Williams quicker off the mark to get into position. Even though she was off the court, her momentum was going forward as she's hitting that shot, drawing the error.
Break point to the second set for Serena Williams. Good serve.
118 miles an hour, by far her hardest serve of the match. And Williams is trying to take it early in front of the baseline, had no chance. Maybe she'll back up a little bit here.
And we are back on serve. Rus thought about having a challenge. She looked up to her box. They obviously advised her against, and we are level.
Rus was 3-3, 3 winners, 3 unforced until this game. She had 3 unforced errors in this game. She had 3 the first 5 games. So little nerves, but also more power behind the shots for Williams. Get control power. And that 114 mile an hour ace, the fourth one of the match.
Low.
Quickly, you'll see her moving forward here as she's hitting this shot. See momentum going towards where she's hitting the ball. Which means the arm doesn't have to work as hard. Much safer that way.
Out. 30-15.
Looking to the heavens. Why can't I do this all the time? It's really windy, Serena. It's nasty out here. Even when you look good, you feel terrible. You're always searching for that balance and the equilibrium and the sweet spot on the racket. Just don't ever feel right.
Good.
And that always works.
That felt right. Ace number 5, Serena Williams edges ahead for the first time since the first game of the second set.
4-3, second set. About 1 set to low.
I liken playing in the wind to skiing in cruddy snow. I don't know if you're a skier, but you know, you may look great coming down the mountain, but you feel really crappy because you're always looking for that center of gravity, for that center of balance, and you feel really lousy even though you may look good. So Serena looks pretty good, but inside she's struggling because she just don't feel comfortable.
Good skier, but that does make sense. Not a very good tennis player.
As long as you have fun, that's all that matters. Try your best. Serena imploring the heavens. It's very expressive. I love that.
Time.
love to be able to read what the player is feeling on their face, body language, etc.
She's talking many times that it's like an alter ego that comes out on court.
This quickly, please. Thank you.
RUS is ready. The crowd not quite ready. Serving at 3-4.
Love.
What a shot from Serena Williams.
15-all.
I'd say the best part of Serena's game has been the forehand overall. She's hit it very well. This is a bullet out of nothing, really nothing shot. She creates all that pace.
This is where Serena Williams will be wanting to apply the pressure.
When champions know the finish line, they either up their game or they certainly maintain it. They don't decelerate. Patrick Mouratoglou must be breathing a little bit easier now. But Serena Williams, you definitely feel like she's not going to beat herself here.
That was a lovely low return from Williams. Opportunities to break, to put her a game away from round 2.
15-40.
So from 3-1 down, now break points for the chance to serve for the match.
RUS.
30-40.
And Serena Williams moves to within 1 game of round 2 on her return to Wimbledon. First time here since 2016. The active win streak stands at 14 matches.
Game to 3. Second set.
Serena Williams serving for the match at 5-3. The great thing about RUS, she has stayed positive throughout this whole contest.
So
if she keeps playing like this, she'll move up in the rankings. She's definitely playing better than her ranking, which is, what, 108 or something? She's playing top-notch tennis today. Great attitude.
Yeah, she hasn't made it back inside the world's top 100 since the middle of 2013, but it feels from her results, RUS, that she is slowly moving back in the right direction. Serena Williams is 181 in the world, is definitely moving back in the right direction.
She's definitely playing above her ranking.
30-15.
Serena Williams.
Thank you.
Has to cross the finish line.
Yeah, she overhit that one. She wanted to get off the course. I wanted to do it on a good note, but the ball was too low to hit it that hard. Had no chance, but still match point.
Not quite over just yet. Second match point
goes.
On paper, RUS has played a better set in the second set than the first set, but she doesn't have nearly as much to show for it. She's 2 points from losing the set and the match. Noisy here.
Advantage. Mrs. Williams.
Looking for it to be third time lucky now, Serena Williams, 36 years of age. Back here, first time since 2016, match point 3. Match point number 4.
Advantage. Mrs. Williams.
She won't let this go, RUS.
Right on the baseline. And the ball checks a little bit when it hits the baseline, and so Serena was a little bit early. Hits it wide and long, which is what happens when the ball sits up more. Ruth playing some brave tennis here, with her back to the wall. Making Williams work for it.
Match point number 5 now for Serena Williams.
Mrs. Williams.
7-time champion here at Wimbledon.
She's been going for huge serves. The best one, I think, is the slice down the middle is the safest serve to hit. She goes for the big one out wide again.
And still we go on.
I believe this is her first winner of the first serve. This is the second serve. Maybe the second winner straight off the serve. Either way, that's tennis from RUS with match points down.
Opportunity for Serena Williams. A clench fist from the 25th seed.
This is Williams.
Match point number 6. She's back and she's winning. Serena Williams picks up win number 87 at Wimbledon. She defeats Arantxa Rus in straight sets, 1 hour and 28 minutes, 7-5, 6-3. And she will be, Martina Navratilova, delighted to have got that first round win.
It's always difficult to get that first round win in a Grand Slam, but particularly in Serena's case, she just hasn't been here for 2 years, hasn't played hardly any matches the last year and a half. So Arantxa Rus gets a nice ovation from this #1 court. She really did well for herself, keeps playing like this, should be moving up in the rankings. But Serena Williams will be very happy to bring this one home. Was pushed enough, to me played better tennis than she did at the French Open. Serve was tested, served hard, moved well. The win was